Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jennifer, but I go by Call Me Chow. For today's video, it is actually an interesting one. I am actually going to be talking about how I personally met my 2019 goals, and I had a good couple of them for this year, especially just due to how 2018 was for me. So yes, honestly, no lie, when you put things, I wouldn't say in a schedule, but when your mindset is on that level and you want to reach that actual goal, more than likely you will be able to, or you'll come close to it. And that's exactly what happened to me this year. By far, 2019 was probably my favorite year. But anyway, so with this video, it's actually the 31st. So it's December 31st, the very last day of 2019. So I wanted to film this. I probably won't be posting this until the 1st or the 2nd of January. Just saying. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get ready as well, because girl, in 2 hours it's already about to be 2020. Like, that is so crazy. Anyway, so let's get into it. So I have a agenda for 2020 already, and no, this is like not me. I am never the type of person to be like, oh, like on this day, like, no, that's just not me. But I'm trying to be that way now, more organized, you know. But I'm going to talk about certain topics that I feel like were very achievable for me and for a lot of people actually that can relate to these things. So to begin with, I am going to talk about graduation. So for graduation, I knew I was going to graduate on time. Like, thank God I've never failed a class. And by far, like, if you have, do not worry, you're still able to overachieve that. Like, that does not define your work ethic. Like, things happen, like, especially as college students. Like, a lot of people don't realize it's hard when you're working and you're going to school full time. I did that for all 4 years. Actually, I was working and I was going to school, and it was just really hard sometimes, but I was able to do it. And the last semester, gosh, I can't talk. My last semester was really one of my favorites because I did really well, and on top of that, I met some amazing people. I believe that for you to feel happy and great in college, you need to surround yourself not just with people, but intellectuals, like people who are actually looking forward to getting good grades, people who will how do I say this? People who will teach you to overcome those hard obstacles, because I definitely had that issue, wanting to study, you know, just turning in things on time, being on, like, you know, persistent with everything that you do. And I believe that meeting the friends that I had met, it really helped me a lot. With that being said, with school, if you're graduating and you just feel like you haven't done well the last 3 years, it's okay. But at the same time, do your ultimate best. I say that because I had issues with accepting the fact that I just have to study more. I have to do more than other students. Like, I am not the type of student who could just sit in a classroom and understand what is going on. Because, I'm not kidding, I'm not that way at all. For the day of graduation, I just remember thinking, I'm like, well, okay, you know, I got my associate's degree, but I have a bachelor's degree. Like, it feels amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Finishing up strong, just knowing your capabilities and the opportunities that are gonna come about. Like, nothing in life is easy, you guys. Just remember that. Like, whether you did go to college or you didn't, or you just didn't graduate high school, it doesn't matter. Regardless, you are going to come across some obstacles that will retain you from achieving your goals. And that's where your mindset has to be altered, and say, you have to say to yourself, I am successful. I'm already successful. You know why? Because you're already creating that mentality that you are going to achieve things that you're already thinking about 10 years from now. Let's say if you want a house, you're gonna get that house. You're going to achieve that. You're gonna get the family you want, the husband, the car, anything you want, and you put your mind to it, it's possible. And that's literally how I felt. I felt like nobody can take this away from me. This is mine. I graduated and this is mine. Now, needless to say, but I will say it, I'm going to jump into the next subject, jobs. So in the summer, I was actually interning with a juvenile court, and God, like, is amazing, you guys. I cannot believe I actually got an internship with that, because that's initially what I want to do. And by initially, I mean, like, sorry, I feel like I'm like, by initially, I mean that I am, at the end of everything, I want to make sure that I am working in that certain field. I was interning and I was working with foster children, and although I always say this, although I never want my own children, there is no reason that us as a community should not be able to help those who are in need. It's remarkable the type of people who are so angelic, like so nice, that have to go through that kind of stuff. And I'm just going deep into this, but like, just think about the people you're surrounded with. Think about, like, what do they do to help your community? And I'm saying this because I was working at a nonprofit before the job that I just have now, and we helped GED students. We would go around the community, and I worked specifically with the Hispanic community, you could say, but I was also working with the refugee children here and around this area, and I just loved it. Like, I love the work that I was doing. Never take things for granted and the opportunities that are given to you, because so many people are underclass, you know, they're just, it's terrible. It's really bad, and you learn a lot. And that's why this year was so important to me, because I just realized how much I really, really learned about myself. And the job that I'm working at now, I probably shouldn't say it, but like, it's a Hispanic organization that I work for, and I get to go around and educate the Hispanic community by I'm educating them about the census and about voter registration, and, you know, just stuff like that, like how important it is for them to go out and vote, and why it's so crucial for them to teach their children the same things. But I just realized I've been rambling, and I've only done my eyebrows, and honestly, they didn't even come out good. I did my eyebrows. They don't look the best. They never do. So there goes that. So as I was saying, with my job, it's civic engagement work. It's really, that's what it is. And just empowering the Latino community to get involved, like, more now than ever. Like, it's just so much needed nowadays. And like, our generation, like, they're not everybody, but there's so many that are lost and don't realize that they play such a huge factor. And along this job, I'm really hoping that I can educate people in that sense. I just feel very passionate about that kind of stuff. But if you talk to me personally, like, and you can actually have a conversation and like hold up a conversation, you'll realize how real I am about this kind of stuff. I just don't go on social media and like blast it out there, because there's no need for that. I feel like an one-on-one conversation makes more of an impact than me telling like 300 people. Like, why would I do that, you know? And for me, one of the biggest things that I always say is that you can't change the world. I'm sorry, you just can't. But you can educate, and you can change the community around you one by one. You are not God. You're not a superhero. Nobody expects you to be. The thing is, we want to believe that we can change everything, and it's just not gonna happen. It's not. It's not. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's reality. When I speak, I'm speaking from my heart, but I'm also speaking from knowledge. I'm speaking because I educate myself. And just the people that you're surrounded by really does make a difference, by the way. Which is why I'm going to jump into friends. This is a hard topic to talk about because I've always kind of been to myself. Like after high school, I don't know why, but I just seem to have shut down on a lot of people. And I know it wasn't like the best thing to do, but at the same time, I realized that it was the greatest decision I've ever made because nobody knows me. Is that hard to say? Like, yeah, that's really hard to say. Like, nobody actually knows me. To be real, I don't think I've actually ever had a real, like, conversation with my friends about politics, church, stuff that I'm actually passionate about. And I like to think of it like, well, it doesn't matter. They don't need to know about my life. They don't know me. Nobody knows me. That's the thing. Do you know who knows me? My mom. My mom knows me. I'm so close to her. It's ridiculous. Like, it's not ridiculous, but I love it. Like, that is the woman that I want to become for sure. Like, that woman, I praise her. She is nothing but a golden human being. And I'm saying this because any issues that I've ever had in the past, I could literally just talk to her about it, and she's so supportive. Now, let me jump into something really quick, and this is gonna get a little bit deep. Me and my mom, I've always expected me and my mom to have had like an amazing relationship, but unfortunately, like, so many things were keeping us from, the both of us, from having that. And my goal this year was to build that with her, if that makes any sense. And it was so important, you guys, for me. And I feel like a lot of my friends don't really understand how deep it actually was, if that makes sense. But there was a lot that played into it. I was just so very, like, focused individual. Like, if I was gonna go to work, I'm going to work, and if I want to study, I'm gonna go study. You know, I like to shop a lot. I shop a lot alone. Like, I was just very to myself. And it's funny because I'm a super, like, extrovert, like, but at the same time I could be in, like, you can shut me out like this. Like, if we only talk about certain things, like, I lose interest so fast. And because I'm such a I don't know how to explain it. I'm just everywhere. I'm like a fireball. Like, oh, you want to talk about this? Okay, well, let's talk about this too also, you know? And that's when I started thinking. I was like, maybe if I just have these conversations with my mom, you know? And surely enough, my mom and I just got super close when I was starting to do that. And I just, you know, I told my mom, I was like, I want to have an amazing, not just a relationship like daughter, mom, you know, I don't just want that. I wanted to feel like she was my best friend, if that makes sense. And this year, oh gosh, it was a roller coaster. Like, it was great. Like, I worked with her. We clean houses, actually. Like, I was working with her. That's what I'm trying to say. And it was probably the best time I had this whole year, because no, I don't like cleaning houses, but I'll do the work. But because I realized God, I was having trouble finding a job first. That's why, like, I say it's not easy. Things will come about. But I was having a lot of trouble finding a job, and working with my mom, her giving me that opportunity just made me realize, like, he did this purposely. Like, he didn't want me to have no job. He knew what he was doing. Having worked with her and everything like that just really brought so much joy to me, because we talked about everything. Oh my gosh, like everything. And deep conversations, funny conversations, just everything, our past, you know, everything. And it just brought me so much more closer to her, and I feel closure. Like closure. That goes into my next subject, family. So family. That's a difficult one, and I do not expect everyone to understand this. I don't expect everyone to be like, well, you know, that's you. And I get that. That is me. It's my life. And we all live different things. We all have a different testimony. I actually had the opportunity to go and see my brothers this year. And I'm saying it like this because I got to see them not like for a week. I left for 2 months, really. I left to go see my brothers. I went to see my tias over there in Nicaragua. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful time with a lot of them. Not all of them. When I say going to Costa Rica was probably the best decision I ever made for myself, I'm really not kidding. I didn't make a lot this year. I really didn't. But I knew that graduating and just going straight into a job was not going to do me any good. And wow, was I right? Like, it really wouldn't have. And I knew that I needed to do something. And I said, I'm going to go visit my brothers. I wish my brothers were here. Like, I didn't grow up with them, no. But they're good people. Like, connecting with them on like a different level, not just like, oh, I visited you. Like, no. Actually communicating and connecting. Especially with one of them, my oldest one. He made me feel so welcomed, you guys. And keep in mind, last time I really saw the both of them together, I was 8. I'm 23. Get closer to family, because I guarantee you there's nobody like them. You can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. And that's true. So make the best out of it. Like, if you have that bondage with them, make it closer, you know? Make it better. Make it more exciting, you know? To look forward to things. Do things that you wouldn't normally do. Like, if you guys don't normally go out and eat, if you're working, say, hey, Mom, I'm going to take you out to eat. Hey, Dad, can you meet me here? I just want to just eat, you know? I don't know. I just can't always forget, like, my dad comes home randomly, just be like, hey, I got you guys pizza. Like, oh, I got Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know why we love KFC. We just do. When I was young, my dad traveled a lot because of work. He's a construction person. He does like demolition. He does like mold and stuff like that. Like he does a lot. So he was always out of town. And growing up, like, that was kind of hard because seeing my mom, you know, knowing that she's going to bed alone kind of thing, like, just always made me think like, oh, like, it made me feel weird, I guess, in a sense, like sad. And I was always so happy when he'd come because he'd always bring us like gifts. Anyways, this kind of getting too deep. But my next thing is traveling. So many of you think that you just have to save and save and save and save and save for years. And I'm like, well, if you want to make like a huge trip or, you know, something important like going to see family and stuff like that, yeah, sure. But if you're holding yourself back because of somebody else, or because you just think you're never going to be able to do it at the moment that you really want to, you're wrong. Do it. That time that you just basically lost thinking about it, you're not gonna get back. Catch that. What is it saying? Catch the flight, not the feelings. This is like not to brag, and no. But I traveled a good bit this year. I went to Miami, Orlando. I went to New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Costa Rica, like I said, Panama, and Nicaragua. And like I said, I wasn't really working that much this year, but every single cent that I was making, you guys, I was saving it. If it didn't go towards a bill or like gas or whatever, that thing was not like in my bank account. It was straight here at home. And it stayed here at home until it made it onto the plane and into like whatever country I was going to buy that ticket. Or if you want to go watch like a theater show, you know, like a musical or something, or want to watch a comedy, you know, a comedian, buy it, you know, if you have the money, of course. Don't ever feel like you have to do things with somebody. I know that sounds weird. And my next one, this is my second to last topic, is happiness. I mean, no, it's church. That's my last one. Church. I left my old church about maybe like 3 years ago. And I've been struggling to find a church since then. And one day I got invited to this church and oh my gosh, I loved it. I didn't think that I was going to actually go back at first because I'm the kind of person that if I'm not drawn in 100%, like it's kind of hard to convince me to go back, if that makes sense. But no, this was definitely a different kind of vibe. And I'm so happy that I gave it a chance. And now I am singing and I'm playing cello at this church. And I'm actually involved. Like really involved. Not just music wise. Like I love it because every month we do like a missionary, like a mission kind of thing where we might do something at the church and we might pack like food and, you know, go donate it, or we help homeless shelters, or we go out and help the elders or the children. It's so much going on. It's so much, and it's the most beautiful, amazing thing to be involved with. That being said, putting God first for me, ultimate thing. Like it has to be done. There is no questions asked. And lastly is happiness. Your happiness cannot be found until you take yourself out of the situation that's making you unhappy and putting yourself first. That sounds so selfish, but man, is it the best decision I ever made. I was always putting people before me and I was just like, why am I so unhappy, you know? So yeah, I really hope I gave you guys some good tips here and there. Just overall, moral of all of this, please find your happiness first above everything, because once that falls into place, you're gonna see the differences, and oh my gosh, it is amazing like what could be done. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and yeah, so I love you guys. Bye.